ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
I stand squarely behind my decision. After 20 years, I've learned the hard way that there was never a good time to withdraw U.S. forces.
President Joe Biden says he stands behind his decision to draw down troops in Afghanistan. This comes after the Afghan president fled the country and the Taliban seized power. Thousands of Afghans desperate to escape, some chasing U.S. planes as they taxied for takeoff. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt.
And I'm Steve Atkinson. We have team coverage tonight of the crisis overseas and the local reaction here at home in San Diego. Let's begin with ABC's Morgan Norwood in Los Angeles with the very latest.
Chaos unfolding in Kabul. Desperate Afghans feverishly attempting to escape, clinging to military planes leaving the airport. Officials confirming U.S. troops shot and killed at least 2 armed men as thousands poured onto the runway. At least 1 U.S. military service member injured. The Pentagon saying there are no indications that the shooters were members of the Taliban. The president addressing the nation, admitting the situation is now a crisis, but doubling down on the withdrawal of U.S. troops.
I stand squarely behind my decision. After 20 years, I've learned the hard way that there was never a good time to withdraw U.S. forces. The truth is, this did unfold more quickly than we had anticipated.
The Taliban now boasting total control, 20 years of American and NATO-led gains collapsing in a matter of days. ABC's Ian Pannell on the ground.
The Taliban are out in force. You see them at different checkpoints around the city. But we've been driving for 5 minutes, and what's really noticeable is we haven't seen one woman out on the streets.
The president signing off on deploying at least 6,000 troops to the region, assisting the emergency evacuation of almost all U.S. personnel, American citizens, and thousands of Afghans who supported the U.S.-led mission. Morgan Norwood, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And here in San Diego, local Afghans say that they are worried for their families' safety who are still in Afghanistan. Our ABC 10 News reporter Nia Watson spoke with 2 women about their concerns and their push for peace in their home country.
There's a lot of pain and a lot of hurt.
2 San Diego Afghan women with similar stories. Both refugees whose families fled the Middle East to the U.S. for safety when they were young.
I was 2 years old when we came from Afghanistan, and it was due to war.
And as a religious minority, our family was first on the list.
The fear and feeling of uncertainty now resurfacing as thousands of Afghans scramble to flee a government overran by the Taliban amid the withdrawal of U.S. troops. Freshta Mosa says her brother is there visiting family and may be trapped.
He was actually visiting, and we haven't been able to get a hold of him, so that's pretty scary.
Today, San Diego's Special Immigrant Visa Support Group calling for people who know U.S. citizens and green card holders stuck in Afghanistan to fill out an evacuation form. University of San Diego professor Rachel Locke specializes in conflict and peace building. She says how the U.S. shows support for both Americans and Afghans during this time will be important moving forward.
We need to provide not only avenues for exit, again, for those who have been working for us and those who are under direct threat, but we need to be providing avenues for exit that are viable, that are safe.
Mejgan, Afshan, and Musa say they're especially concerned about the women and girls in Afghanistan. They urge the U.S. to expand who receives a special visa and the number of refugees the U.S. allows in, so anyone can find a safe haven like their families did many years ago.
We need to be able to honor our commitment as a nation and be able to bring as many people over as possible to save these lives.
Just like every human being deserves justice, peace, and solidarity, the Afghan people in Afghanistan and in America, we want that as well.
Nia Watson, ABC 10 News.
And in response to the situation in Afghanistan, there will be a Peace for Afghanistan candlelight vigil this Thursday in Balboa Park.
San Diego's congressional leaders are calling for action in the wake of what's happening in Afghanistan. Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs says she agrees with President Biden's goals, but disagrees with how he went about achieving them.
I understand that President Biden and the Biden administration was responding to requests from the Ghani government. I think that was the wrong call, and we should have been evacuating much sooner.
Jacobs has been an advocate of withdrawing from Afghanistan. However, she is calling for better efforts to evacuate Afghan allies as quickly as possible. San Diego's lone Republican member of Congress puts the blame for the Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan on President Biden. He says we should have gotten out on our own terms, but instead left it executed so poorly that it's now on the Taliban's terms.
We spent $1 trillion in Afghanistan, and we're going to have zero, from it.
ISA is calling for an emergency session of Congress to do oversight on President Biden's Afghanistan policies.
San Diego County is recommending all employers require COVID-19 vaccines for their workers or submit to weekly testing. County officials say that they are making this recommendation because of the rising cases and concerns over the Delta variant. Our ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo shows us how local businesses are reacting tonight.
Today's announcement is a recommendation and not a mandate, but either way, business owners have mixed reactions about what to do. San Diego County officials want employers to mandate the COVID-19 vaccine for its employees to help slow the spread of the virus. For unvaccinated people, the county recommends employees submit to weekly testing. This recommendation would apply to employers in the private and public sector and for nonprofits.
More than 92% of COVID cases in the last 30 days are in the unvaccinated.
Local businesses like Seaside Market in Cardiff say the recommendation puts them in a difficult position.
We really care about the people that work for us, and we want what's best for them.
General Manager Austin Davis says he agrees vaccination is the way to go, but he has concerns for what this would mean for his staff.
I worry that if I mandate it at the store level, I am going to lose some of these employees.
For businesses like the Signet Theater, the mandate is no problem. They required vaccination for all staff, performers, and guests at the beginning of the month. Guests not vaccinated are still welcome, but must provide a negative COVID-19 test and wear a mask.
Our goal is to look out after the safety of people. We haven't excluded anybody. We're just saying there are certain requirements that you have to meet in order to join us.
But others, like the group Let Them Breathe, say the county has no business making these recommendations.
This is concerning to us. It is discouraging because we're just seeing these government agencies continue to march in this, on this path towards taking away more and more freedoms.
Worrying that a recommendation could eventually turn into a mandate. Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
And new at 11, the Biden administration is reportedly going to soon recommend booster shots of the COVID vaccine. Last week, they were recommended for those with compromised immune systems. And according to the New York Times, the advice will be for the booster shot to take place 8 months after becoming fully vaccinated. The third shots would start becoming available in mid-September after authorization from the FDA.
Turning now to our latest cases, where San Diego County is reporting nearly 1,100 new infections today. In all, there have been more than 315,000 local cases of the virus since the pandemic began. New at 11, Ramona Unified students will have to wear masks when they return to school this week after all. Tonight, the school board reversed a decision they made last week to give parents the right to opt out of having their children wear masks. They decided there wasn't enough time before the first day of class to sort out the issues involved in making those masks optional. The board members decided to hold off until they can create an opt-out form and make sure that it is legally vetted.
Landlords in San Diego have a few more options available if they want to evict a tenant. The county's strict eviction moratorium expired last week. There are still moratoriums in effect from the state and the CDC, but those offer more exceptions. And that includes the ability to evict tenants in order to do renovation projects. Landlords tell ABC 10 News they're glad most restrictions are over, but renter advocates say protections are needed because landlords landlords are using loopholes to kick people out. The state and local governments are offering help to pay rent and utilities.
You can now cast your ballot in the recall election. In-person voting began today at the Registrar of Voters office in Kearney Mesa. Mail ballots are on the way to every registered voter. You can mail those back, or starting tomorrow, you can drop those mail ballots off at more than 100 locations. Political analyst John Dadian thinks turnout might be higher than past recalls and special elections.
Voter turnout has been higher under COVID over the last 2 years is because it's so convenient. Everybody gets that ballot, and so the numbers are way up.
If you want to vote early in person, the registrar's office is open weekdays from 8 to 5. Closer to the election, more than 200 more locations will open for early in-person voting.
Governor Newsom is on the campaign trail trying to convince Californians to vote no on the recall. Democrats are worried not enough of them will turn out to vote in the recall.
Well, that's what recalls are about. They're about getting you sleeping. In these off-year elections, they have an opportunity. They have a chance.
And even though Democrats outnumber Republicans almost 2-1 statewide, polling shows it could be close. Polls also show the leading candidate to replace Newsom if he is recalled is talk show host Larry Elder on the Republican side. Of course, there are Democrats also on that ballot. Both Newsom and Elder have campaigned in San Diego in the last week.